Hello, my crafty friends. It's Michelle, the Southern Shell, and I am here today to share with you Journaling Our Way collaboration. This is on the last Monday of every month. Our host is Tosha with Sunflower Tosha and Tiffany with Simply Blessed Crafts. Links to their channel will be in my description box below, along with a playlist of all the other creators on this collaboration. Let's jump right in. Now, this is a basket of goodies that has been sent to me over the years from my subscribers. And I just went through some of those and decided and picked out a few little fun stuff to start with. Now, here I'm just showing you it's the same dimensions. This is a 9.5 by 7.5. And so I'm going to do it by 7 by 9 is what I'm going to cut my papers at here. So this is some thick card, and what I'm going to do is create my pages for my journal to actually just be glued on top of those pages in that composition book. So I cut out each of my cards, and now I'm going to start building my journaling pages for this. What I decided to do, these are both hot buy paper pads from Michaels, and I've had them for quite some time. But what I wanted to share with you here is I'm going to go through and pull some of these out. And the reason I'm decided to go ahead and do this Thanksgiving one is because Thanksgiving is Thursday. And I wanted to bring this and have each of the people at our Thanksgiving dinner fill out a thankful card. Now, I wanted you to see the embossed lettering that is on that page, and it just says thankful, fall, pumpkins. It has all kinds of nice fall words on there. So I am just measuring this down, and I'm going to go ahead and just tear using my metal ruler. If you're going to tear like this, you want to try to use a metal piece to hold it. It just tears it better. And now I'm going to go ahead and measure about 4 inches. And I'm going to come up and ink all the edges on that. Look at my poor stencil brush. Oh my word. It's having a bad hair day. Once I got that all inked, I'm coming in with my art glitter glue. I love this stuff for journaling. It does not take much of anything at all to get that on there, and it dries so fast. So I use this, but you have to keep that pin in the tip of it because it dries out so fast. If you don't keep a pin in there, you're going to, your glue is going to dry out, or you're going to get a terrible clog in the top of that fine tip. Now, this is another sheet out of a different paper pack, same hot buy. And now I'm going to go and I'm measuring the same 9 inches, but now I'm coming in at 3. And I'm going to come in and tear right along the 6-inch mark here, and then go in and tear at the 3-inch mark there. And those are going to be inked up as well and glued onto the inside of on the other side of that page that I've already glued down. Art glitter glue, once again, it does not take much. This is a very, very fine tip. I wanted to show you here. It just doesn't take much because that tip is so fine. That is a very thin straight pin that sticks in the top of that. And it is stainless steel because it will rust if you don't use a stainless steel, because this is a water-based glue. Okay, out of the same paper pads that we have, it's actually a cardstock. It's heavy duty. These were in strips, and I just used my guillotine and I cut the strips out to match. And I'm going to go ahead and create just the little pocket type sleeve to go over my page. And I'm going to slide that up on the bottom, pull it over, and then rub it down where that glue was. And then I flip it over, add some of that art glitter glue on the back side, and press that down. And voila, I'm doing the same thing for the other side. Now, I really wanted to put these pictures on here, but I wanted you to be able to see the whole picture. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm measuring right at 1 inch, and then I'm going to come in, and that ruler is the exact width of that houndstooth paper. And so I'm just going to lay my ruler down, line up those lines, and then I'm going to come in and cut right along those lines. So I'm just going to trim this picture up and the portions, and I'm going to glue it down onto my page there, and they're all going to line up perfectly. Once again, I'm going to use my it is the frayed burlap in the Tim Holtz Distressed Oxide, and that is the ink I am using all around the papers on this here. Now, this is, I boo-booed, and I'm leaving it in so you can see, honey, we all boo-boo. We all make some type of boo-boo or an error or a mistake, but you fix it. I was very lucky on this because this glue dries so fast, and it would normally tear up the paper underneath, but it wasn't. I was able to separate it before the glue was completely bound on there. So I took the right piece that needed to go on that edge, the one that was only an inch wide, and I wanted to make sure I've got it lined up right and not putting it on upside down now and laying that down. Now, the wider piece goes on the strip, not the edge. Oh my word. But it worked out. Now I'm just lining it up, pressing it on down. And the last one I need to add on there is the larger piece, and that is going to line up once again right next to that little piece that I put over there to slide papers under. And now you've got that whole image, and it's all together. You can still see it. It doesn't look like it's been cut up. It looks pretty cool. I'm using my stencils here, and you see me counting out the letters in thankful. And I'm going to go ahead and just, with a pencil here, this is a pencil, draw an X across in the center there to give me the center point of where I want to put my letters. So I'm starting with the N right in the middle of that paper. And now I'm just going to finish out the last of the thankful. And then I will, once I get the thankful, that part done, I'm going to go from that center to the front, finishing out the thank. So I know it sounds a little crazy, but this is the way I can actually line it up, and I know that everything is right where it needs to be. Now at the bottom down there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that for the 2025 right underneath that thankful. And when I get that on there, I am going to go ahead and just draw a line at the bottom of my stencil. I know I can just line that up because all of my numbers are on that bottom line. And so I don't have to worry about trying to figure out how low I need to go. And now I just erase those lines, and we're ready to start pulling some more pretties out here. So I am going through some of the embellishments that were sent to me over the years, and I'm picking out a few here. And there's some of the different people that have sent things to me, and I am just so grateful for you all. I have done a VR when I receive these in. I do a video showing what I received. And if you guys would like to start an embellishment swap, I would be happy to put a collaboration together where we can create our embellishments and we can share some of our things that we have made with each other. So let me know in the comments below if you would like to be part of that, and I will get one put up together. So I'm just using my gel pens here, and I am filling in my stencil and putting that thankful 2025 all nice and colored in there. I loved that little bird cage with the fall leaves that I had been sent, and So I just drew on the back side where I would need to put the glue down on the inside of that cage. Now this is a die cut cage that was put together and sent to me. I have a lot of dies, my friends. I do, and I have some wonderful cutting machines, and I would love to be able to do an exchange with y'all. So I am just gluing that half down. Now I'm coming in with some of that leftover card that I laid down on my page, well, that I'm creating for the page inside my journal. And I'm coming in, and this is at 3/4 of an inch. And that is going to cover, these are actually large paper clips. And so I'm going to come in at 3/4 of an inch and mark it. And I'm going to go down this whole strip here. And then I will come in and just cut these right along, just as straight as I can, just cut that 3/4 of an inch. And I did the same with another strip of patterned card. And so each of those, I have 8 each. 8 each of the plain white and 8 each of the pattern paper that I'm going to use. Oh, sorry about that. I need to get a drink of water. Okay, so I'm taking the white and I'm putting it in the paper clip with the wider side upright, and that is going to be at the top of my paper clip. I now have some gold. This is a I think this is a number 3 crochet thread, and I wanted to bring in some more of that gold that was sparkling throughout my images. So this, I'm doing 8 of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut each piece down and tie a little knot at the end because of the gold that is woven through there. If you do not tie the end, this will come undone. And so the best thing to do is just give it a little knot or do a little dab of glue at the end of each strip. I just tied it on that center there and set it aside. So now I save everything. Oh my goodness. So I have these bags. The green one I think came from lemons. The yellow one was onions. And oh my goodness, the other one, it may have been a ham. I actually will take the ones that come off of meats, like the turkeys and the hams and stuff like that. I will run them through my dishwasher. That way they are nice and sanitized and I can use them in my crafting. If it had produce on it, like onions, I just make sure it's nice and clean and there's no fragments left in that bag. So I'm just cutting off some little pieces that are going to be bigger than that 3/4 by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to cut out a total of 8. I'm doing 3 in that gold color, 3 in this yellow from the onion bag, and I'm going to do 2 in that green from the lemon bag. So now what I'm going to do is I'm pushing all the way up, making sure I have the upright part. So the smaller end of the paper clip is facing down. And I've got those all separated into their areas. And now I'm going to fussy cut out some pumpkins here. I have some die cut leaves that were sent to me, and I'm going to fussy cut these pumpkins. At the end of that, I had an orange pumpkin on each end, and they didn't match up. They were cut off, I should say. They were cut off. So I'm just going to glue them together. I knew I only needed to do it about halfway, but I glued the whole thing. You've seen me wipe it off there with my finger. And ta-da, I now have one orange pumpkin. So they're all nice and cut out, and they have also been inked with that distressed oxide frayed burlap. So I'm coming in with some hot glue, opening this one is plastic. Actually, I think they're all plastic. And I'm going to just put the top piece of the card that I'm using for the background on top of that hot glue. So I have the white card as my backing. I have some of that netting, and then I hot glued a piece of decorative card on top. Now I'm going to come in with my art glitter glue, and I'm going to attach pumpkins, those pumpkins that I fussy cut out. I'm going to attach those to these as well. I'm also going to come in and glue some leaves down to these as well, so that now I have some decorative paper clips to go into my journal. So when the people at our dinner will fill out their thankful cards of what they've been thankful for this year, I can now have them into my book and I can save them for years to come. And my all of my daughters will be there. Joe's kids are out of state, but all of my kids, except for my youngest, she lives just in Virginia. She's teaching at Virginia Tech and getting her doctorate there. So she's actually going to go ahead and come on home. So we will have all of my girls there, their significant others, which is only two of them are married, and of course the grandbabies. Now, Amanda's husband, his mother passed away during that lovely shutdown period. She got very sick. And so his dad will be coming. He joins us every holiday with the kids, which I think is wonderful. And so now I can have a card for each of my peeps. They can fill out what they're thankful for. I can then keep it in my book. So when I am gone later in the years, my kids can look back at this and they can have the memories that I've actually put down in my journals. They can take a peek back in time as I am creating for all of us to share these in the future. Really happy with the way this spread has turned out, and I can't wait to see what it looks like after Thanksgiving. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And this is a reminder that this is a Journaling Our Way collaboration. So there are several creators that are joining this as well. Don't forget to check out our host channels. We have Sunflower Tosha. Tosha? Yeah. I'm sorry, sweetheart. And Simply Blessed Craft with Tiffany. Guys, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed, I hope you will consider doing so now by hitting that subscribe button. As always, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.